it seems that societies, civilizations, let's be more specific, age in quite a predictable way, which is that they are under harsh Darwinian selection pressures, which strongly selects for intelligence and strongly selects for what you might call asabiar, Khaldun and all that, being highly group oriented and pro social and things like this, cooperative. And eventually, this seems to lead to what we might call the various markers of civilization. This leads to an easing of the selection pressures because we essentially create for ourselves a kind of artificial warm period via civilization. This leads to a build-up in mutational load in the population. This leads to weakened selection, which will then lead to inclinations which would be normally maladaptive or odd, such as, I don't know, homosexuality, feminized men, masculinized women, atheism, whatever. And then and it also leads to the society just becoming stupider because there was indeed from data we have from the 16th century from wills and parish records, we know that the richer 50% of the population had double the completed fertility of the poorer 50% of the population. So what you're basically getting in under harsh Darwinian selection pressures is a bootstrapping of the population every generation. The bottom of the generation, the bottom of society die off, and the next level moves down to occupy the places that have been vacated. And so essentially the genes of the nobility, the genes of the top society, are moving the way down. We can basically conceive of it as a situation whereby the ethnic group is self-genocided by its nobility. And so it's not the intelligent moving up, as you said, it's the intelligent moving down. And that's what happens in a society of harsh Darwinian selection. Now, what starts to happen under high civilization is, for some reason, intelligent people stop wanting children. This is noted during the time of Augustine, that the higher classes, which correlates with intelligence at about 0.5, stop wanting children. They just stop, and he imposed a tax on childlessness in the upper classes, and they paid the tax. And what I think might be happening, well, first of all, you have innovations such as contraception, which is basically an IQ test to have the impulsivity, the lack of impulsivity to use it, or the intelligence to use it properly. Do you take the pill at the same time every day like you're supposed to, or do you knock it back with a glass of red wine when you remember? So there's that. There's the rise of welfare because you have extra resources, and this encourages the lower classes to have children. At the moment in the UK, the only group among the natives that has above replacement fertility is those that have both parents where families with both parents are on welfare. There's feminism, which is a product perhaps in part of a general collapsing group orientation and a rise of individualism, which means that old values are questioned, the religion is questioned, people stop believing in God, the religion is questioned, ethnocentrism doesn't hit in, and so then you get women encouraged into education, they delay and limit their fertility if they're more intelligent, if they're less intelligent they get pregnant and have kids by loads of unsuitable men. And then I think it's just this evolutionary mismatch, which is what civilization is. We are evolved to be surrounded by death all the time. That's our evolutionary match, right? About 50% child mortality, death all the time. And when that happens, then certain adaptive instincts that we have, such as ethnocentrism, such as belief in God and the belief that life has eternal meaning, and such as a desire for children, are induced. And it seems that people that are more intelligent are more environmentally sensitive. They are less instinctive. They have less hardware, as it were, and more software. And so this makes sense implicitly because solving a problem, particularly, let's say, certain kinds of mathematical problem, often involves rising above your instinctive response and logically working it out. So on that basis, it would make sense that people that are intelligent will be more environmentally sensitive. And there are a number of lines of evidence that they are more environmentally sensitive. Being intelligent is associated weakly with being a K strategist, a slow life history strategist. And these people are much more environmentally flexible and plastic. Intelligent people seem to go through puberty later. They seem to learn to walk later. They seem to be, in general, more environmentally sensitive. So if they're put in the wrong environment, it will mess them up in a way that is not true of someone that is much less intelligent. They'll still be highly instinctive.
If you liked this video, check out the full interview. Also, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and click the bell icon so you get notified every time a new video is uploaded. Thanks for watching.